That's us on now. So who fancies doing a recap of what happened 2 weeks ago when we played? Because we didn't play last week.
Oh, it was the we were rescuing lots of socks from the army. Yeah.
Balax.
Thank you, Balax. A bunch of us went on a Balax saving mission. There was Naren and Rurik on wings, Zorgar and Muir on Zorgar's big eagle thing. I forget what it's called. Griffin. Yes, the big griffin. And Fraffin was also there as a giant eagle. And I believe we pretty much flew around, caused some chaos, and ended up saving Balax and also kidnapping the head of that army, but I forget who they're called. Karth, yeah. So we kidnapped the commander of that battalion or whatever you want to call it. Legion. And then escaped. Legion, thank you. And then we escaped.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything to add to that recap?
Lassos.
Lassos.
I don't think I was there. I don't remember.
Yeah. So try and.
There were lassos.
Lassos.
So you guys had regrouped with your army, and then you had gone to hassle the 8th Legion. There had been some scrying. You had scried, and that's how you had found where Balax was. And you went and you rescued him. And then Naren lassoed Karth, and you guys had come back to your army and decanted everyone. Everyone was very pleased to see Balax alive and was not so pleased to see this Karth dude, although they didn't really tell you why. And you had stolen his armor, as I recall, to try and sell on the grey market. And I believe you were planning to interrogate him. Is that right?
Yeah.
I hope that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess we pick up then in your little makeshift army. I mean, it's not really an encampment, but everyone's kind of stationary. So there's not like tents haven't been pitched, but people are they're congregating in groups and stuff like that. So there's just kind of a little floating village dynamic going on. As the soldiers are all kind of Balax is being sort of welcomed back by the 8th Legionaries. Everyone else is, it's probably noticeable that previously army units were a bit more interspersed amongst one another, and you got a little more cross-pollination between groups, but now people have kind of receded back into their respective little faction. Like all the Black Barbs hang out together, all the 8th Legionaries hang out together, the 5th Legionaries, not the 5th Legionaries, the 6th Legionaries that Zorgar is kind of in charge of, they're kind of all off on their own. The 14th Legion are hanging out by themselves. Saros's group are it's all fairly insular now. And I guess we pick up with you guys. I suppose probably you guys regrouping with Lida, who we assumed didn't come for reasons we probably don't have to figure out, unless we want to. So what is your guys' plan? What do you want to do? The whole scale's your oyster.
Didn't we have a plan at the end of last session?
We did.
Yeah, well,
It was
what was
something along the lines of interrogate Balin Carantol, I think.
Alright. I mean,
I don't know if that's right.
That's basically the 3 points I have written down, yeah.
Cool.
Should we start step 1 then?
Step 1.
Interrogation. So what are we trying to get out of this Carf guy? Any information that would be good that he might have? Nothing?
Guess you'll find out when you
Oh,
interrogate him.
What do we ask for?
That's what all the best interrogators do. They find out what they want midway through the torture.
Okay.
What the pros do.
Yeah.
You just know that going in, you're going to torture. That's a good step.
Yeah, so a couple of, Carth's been taken off by some of the legionaries, and, a short while later, one of them comes back to find Aaron and say that Carth has been secured. There's like a little kind of like cave nearby that they've like strung up in for whatever you're gonna do. And Balax also kind of wanders over at the same time, having been kind of debriefed and welcomed back by everyone, and kind of looks at Aaron and says, "So what is the plan, Commander? Where are we going from here? I see we're set to move."
Well, first we have to speak to Garth, and then we'll swing by Balin Estate.
Alright.
And it's off to Carantol, I guess.
Carantol?
Yeah.
He kind of blinks at you, as if he's like missing some crucial information or something.
It's a work in progress plan.
You're talking about marching straight in?
Sneaking in.
To what end, Commander?
Like I said, work in progress.
Alright, well, we should hash out the details.
Yes. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Are you turning away to like walk off and leave him?
Yeah, but then I'll turn back and say, like, we're going to interrogate Karth. If you want to join, you can, but it probably won't be pretty.
He kind of
This isn't gonna be pretty.
He looks at you and he says, "Commander, please remember that whatever he is also my nephew. He is the only family I have in this world."
That is perfect, Balax, and why you should come along and be the good cop to my bad cop.
Well, what are you trying to get out of him?
It's a work in progress.
He kind of smiles a little bit, but also kind of one of those like slightly nervous smiles, and he kind of adjusts his somewhat raggedy tunic, and kind of motions for you to lead on.
Did you hear anything that caught your interest while you were captured by them?
They were very careful to keep a tight lid on things when they were around me, I'm afraid.
And being that you were in the previous position that he is now in, do you know how much access to information he has? Probably not all that much.
As someone relatively new to the position, I'd assume not a great deal. Traditionally, the Legion captains are afforded a good detail of intelligence.
Okay. And this is just to confirm with you, Jake, because I don't remember, but I have a slight memory of it. Did we discover that the 5th Legion went to Ormonth?
Yeah, I believe somehow or other you had figured that out, yeah.
Alright, cool. I'm going to fetch Zorgar because to help with the interrogation, because he is more intimidating, and Naren has throat issues he needs to solve with drink. So,
Professional intimidation.
But you guys are going to go and head off to the interrogation room. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is it just you guys going, or any of the rest of you accompanying? Or being asked to accompany?
Join.
Has Litter rejoined yet?
Yeah, I think definitely like enough time is a sort of a nebulous amount of time has passed. Certainly enough for Litter to have, figured out that they're back and coming.
Okay. Litta's answer is fuck no. She's not getting involved in that whatsoever.
Is she?
I think Brack will pass as well.
Sure.
Sorry, I'll wait at the front entrance. If they call me for anything, they can call me. Yeah.
Sure.
Who's all going? Sorry, do you need me to come?
It's for torture.
Welcome to the interrogation.
Oh, for interrogation?
There's a line.
Uh-huh. There is a line.
I don't think I'd be very good with interrogation.
Not this time.
That's good. That's good.
Sure, okay. So I guess in that case, Naren and Zorgar and Balax head off to the interrogation room, such as it is. And Rag, you're sticking kind of within earshot at the entrance to it, but not going inside. Is that right?
Yeah. I'll watch the door.
Sure. Okay.
Guess. Yeah.
What are the rest of you guys doing while they're interrogating, if indeed anything? Playing cards. Okay. Sure. So you guys head into the interrogation room, and you can see Karth is obviously been stripped down to his kind of Under Armour clothes, and he's been kind of tied up and kind of lashed to a fairly simple chair that you guys have kind of available, and he kind of bristles as he watches you kind of enter. And doesn't say anything, he just looks at you.
Trying to find out.
It's a work in progress. Are you comfortable?
Cozy there?
Classic opening line.
He kind of he looks at you and kind of rolls his eyes.
Yeah. Heard that one before. The rest of the party's stuff. Is it with the 5th Legion still in Ormond?
Are you asking Jake that, or are you asking him that?
I'm asking him that.
He stonewalls you, didn't say anything.
I will go shout at him. Where is it?
Sure, give it an intimidation check. Let me change the tunes here a little bit.
I think these tunes are the perfect mood.
17.
Yes.
You see a sort of a flash in his eye, like his eyes like temporarily. You're like gripping him and shaking him. Is that right?
Yeah.
Sure. Like you grip him and you shake him, and when you first like you get a hold of his shirt and he's like, yeah, whatever, and then you give him a vigorous shake and you see his eyes kind of go whoa, but he kind of composes him, like he looks briefly shocked, but then kind of composes himself and stares you down.
Stare him down harder.
He says, "I'm not telling you anything."
I'll just like kind of like let go of him and like.
Kind of the stool wobbles.
Yeah, the way that he'll like kind of fall up down.
Oh sure, yeah. If you're just you land in the dirt then. He can't help himself back to his feet, so he's just kind of lying there.
He's in a stool?
Yeah, he's like it's like a stool. It's got a kind of a back to it, but it's like one plank, right? Like it's, if that makes sense. Like
I'll
a straight.
stand the stool back up.
Sure, yeah. You kind of pick him back up, and you kind of.
In an aggressive way.
Sure, yeah. Forcefully right him, and he deserves. Even though Zorgar's the one standing him up, he stares Naren in the eye. And he kind of narrows him. Keeps staring at him.
Bet you weren't expecting to get lassoed today.
Aha!
Wasn't on the agenda, no.
What was on the agenda?
I don't have to tell you a damn thing.
I'll look at Balax to hope he'll step in and play the good cop before Naren punches him in the face.
Balax is still, he's kind of looking. Can you give us an insight check?
So close to 20.
Oh. He's just looking silently, and you're not entirely sure what's going through his head right now. He's like looking from you to Garth, and then to Zorgar, and then back and forth. And Garth says, "So what's the plan here?"
It's a work in progress. We're getting there.
That's how you operate, isn't it?
Well, not all the time, but it tends to work out best when you don't think about it.
And then he looks at Balax and he says, "Is this really who you think should be king, Uncle?" And Balax looks at him and doesn't say anything.
No one said anything about king. Just disprove of the current king. You a fan of Valisar?
More than you.
That wouldn't be hard, would it?
Not especially.
So, our stuff. 1 month?
They're your belongings, you tell me.
Yeah, I'm punched in the face.
Balax kind of winces. But, you connect. There's a kind of a. You feel a crunch. And you've made an impact. And your hand is, your knuckles are kind of red. And Karth kind of. And then he smiles at you, and you can see there's blood in his teeth.
Does, I assume Balax looks fairly uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's not keen. He kind of looks at you. He kind of tries to catch your eye. Whether or not you meet his gaze is up to you.
take Balax outside and talk to him?
Sure, yeah. So, Rurak, from your perspective, you see the three of them go in, and then a couple minutes go by, then Naren and Balax come back out, and Balax says, "Commander, what are you trying to get out of him here?"
First of all, just where the rest of the party's stuff is and where the 5th Legion are. Which I assume
you know he knows
they
this?
answer to both of your month. No.
Sorry, Tarek he doesn't respond well to that kind of thing.
Who does? I mean, what would you suggest we do with them at this point?
I don't know, sir. I don't know what the plan is. There doesn't seem to be one. If all the information you're trying to get is the location of your belongings and you already suspect them, why would they not be in Ormond? I don't understand.
It still leaves what we do with them, though. Whether we get information out of them or not, we can't just let them go. Assuming we can't kill them, we can't have to drag a prisoner along.
I leave it in your judgment, Commander, but we do not have to visit harm upon him.
Don't suppose you could trade him for anything? He might be,
Yeah, that's kind of looks at
useful.
Rurak and nods and says, that's a good idea. Sorry.
Information or standing or items or something. Or if you offer to trade him for something and Valisar doesn't accept, could inspire some sort of like, now look, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about his commanders, his loyal commanders and everything. So I don't know. I'm sure there's some way you could spin this. But it's just trying to figure out what information or what is useful in this situation.
Well, it would be useful if we could get him to kind of be more on our side in general.
That'd be a hell of a sell. Isn't he like pretty in deep with
Yeah,
Balasar
I think he is. But
the...
like you said, if we can convince him that like Balasar doesn't give a shit about him, he might be less dedicated. He probably in too deep that he's not gonna like completely change sides. But like we could maybe make him question his loyalties.
Well, how would we do that? The only angle I saw was that we offered to trade him for something, and if Valisar says no, then that's an angle. But that's an if, you know.
We could tell him that we already offered to trade him for something to Valisar, and he didn't take it.
Hang on. What Lida? Well, hello. Don't you have some? You have some memory warping spells, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that could be helpful. I don't know how, but
What can you do to memories?
I can change someone's memories for like the past like minute of them experiencing it, pretty much. So I can kind of, yeah. But can I gauge is it Balax who's with everyone right now?
Yeah, Balax is here. Yeah.
Can I gauge Balax's reaction to like them suggesting changing his memories?
Most people have a fairly visceral reaction in either direction to the idea of changing people's memories, and Balax is kind of pretty like, whoa, I don't know about that. That's kind of, well, give us an insight check.
I have me character sheet. Where is me character sheet? Oh, there it is. 12.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a huge degree of confidence about it, but you're like, you don't think he doesn't seem to be. It's difficult to tell because he looks like he's quite deep in thought, but he also doesn't seem to be on board with the memory warping idea.
I don't know if we should go straight into memory warping, because even if I warp his memory to say that, oh, he wasn't going to take the thing to get you back, if he's as deep in as you guys think he is, I don't think that's going to change anything. I think the best thing you can do if you want to get him on your side is try and figure out why he's on Balasar's side to begin with.
Balax kind of clears his throat and he says he's not. His loyalty isn't to Balasar himself, it's to Balasar's idea of Scale's future.
Oh, so he likes the whole domination of other lands thing.
He believes in the Age of Scale.
Ah. Well, then I don't really see him joining this side at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Balax, what is the Age of Scale?
It's Balasar's notion that a day will come under his rule where Scale will have a better future for itself, where within the Empire its citizens will be more valued than they currently are. He kind of scratches his head. It's a golden age, basically, is.
But the way they do that is by going and taking over other places too.
He wants respect from the Imperials by taking it with force.
He's currently working towards this though. Like he's already like kind of in bad terms with a lot of different.
And like you guys remember at the Fortress Temple when the Arthur army showed up, that was like the thing their captain said was like the Age of Scale begins now, and she beheaded that dude. Like it seems to be a bit of a thing.
So it's like fairly supported then.
Certainly within, like the people that are into it are definitely into it.
This is fucking their version of Brexit means Brexit.
Quite a good analogy, actually. Yeah.
So is it like how exactly is Scale viewed by like current mainland politics?
I mean,
do they actively treat Scale with disrespect, and that's why they're coming forward?
It's just like they it's not like
it's just a power grab thing.
Kind of, yeah. Okay. It's more like the way Balax is talking, and based on your kind of political knowledge, it's less that they're like second-class citizens within the Empire. It's just that they do not seem to have the respect that Balasar thinks they deserve, for whatever reason.
Well, when Zvukar was at the meeting with all the leaders, most of the leaders were like saying we should have like we should be ruled by like a republic, and then Balasar was like, nah, we should have one king.
All right.
That being himself.
He just is in charge of the whole of Rinn. It's just like, yep, I'm in charge here. But I think that's probably like the ultimate goal of the Age of Scale.
Well, then, I don't see this guy changing his mind, no matter what we say.
We can't kill him, though.
Well, you can't just give him back. I mean, what difference is it going to make? Because unless there really is information you think you can get out of him, but it'll be hard pressed from how dedicated he seems.
The only thing we can do with him is use him as like to try and get information from other people. Maybe like we'll give you Karth back if you do whatever for us.
He says like a bargaining chip or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But that would probably require us to be in contact with people who we don't want them to find us.
Yeah, Balax says it's not as if we have a permanent address for correspondence, is it?
Yeah. Just bring them with us, I guess. No, that's not ideal, but...
Well, it depends what our next step is going forward.
I think our next step should be trying to get our things back. Because...
And you believe that will be in Ormond?
Yes, they're probably in Ormond, right? Like, where else could they be?
I'd also like to check in on Balin Estate, seeing this is right next to us.
Yeah, we might as well send that.
So what we want to get to Ormond, and are we guessing that our stuff is in the palace, in like a vault, probably?
It's in the vault, isn't it?
It's in the Ormond vault. Do we know that? Or is that just thinking we know that?
Well, Lyda doesn't know. It wasn't Lyda that went there.
I think the last React knows is that some of the party's stuff was taken by the 5th Legion to Ormond. Is that right?
Yeah, I think. That's probably the last thing most of you would know, really.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can like see what's in the vault?
And
does anyone have any spells or shit?
I've scribe. I
scribe.
think that's just people. I think it's just. I'm not sure if that's objects.
Yeah, I don't think you can scribe on objects.
Yeah.
And isn't locate object? You have to be really close to it.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a particular creature you choose. So it has to be a creature. Okay, so I mean, let's say we go to Ormond if we get our stuff. Do we have what's after that? Attacking, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I don't know where in Ormond our stuff is. Is that something we could find out from Karth? Was Karth there? Did Karth have our things?
There were certainly no things handed over with me.
Okay.
So unless Fasada's handed over your belongings after I changed hands, they'll be with him or wherever he's going.
Well, yeah, I guess Karth is a direction we can go. I don't know what we want to do here. Do we want to walk the army to Karth? Do we want to take not to Karth, Ormonth? Do we want to siege and take over Ormonth? Is that what we're going to do here, or?
I don't really know how that would benefit us.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is like, well,
Balax says, well, we'd have the resources. It would give us a staging point for the remainder of the campaign. From if we were at Ormonth, we could then move on and take the pass, and then drum up support that way.
Do you think that?
Certainly seems to be on a different wavelength than Naren and Zorgar.
Okay.
This is, though, coming from the captain of a legion, as opposed to two half-asses who have been cutting their way across the country. So, that's already sounding like a much more solid plan than anything we've done since we landed here.
It's on a different wavelength in terms of Balax is definitely looking for, in terms of a longer campaign, rather than go and stab Valasar in the face and leg it.
I mean, I don't want to be the dwarf that decides the fate of Scale. So I'm just going to ask, what do you think is the best course of action here? Like, you're the head of an army, and you have a cause. Wandering around in aimlessly, which is kind of what we're doing right now. It's probably just going to get everyone killed, I would imagine. But also, like, is it okay to siege a city? Is that the direction this is going to go?
Are you directing that to Balax or Naren and Zorgar?
To be honest, it's kind of to everybody. So whoever wants to pick up that thread, it's there.
Balax says, traditionally sieges are motivated by a dislike towards city citizens rather than their best interests. If we conducted ourselves nobly, there is no reason for it to be a problem. If we ensure the citizens do not suffer.
Will Ormonth give themselves over without a fight?
No. But neither will anywhere else.
Yeah. I feel like the force that you have here at least has a chance of taking over Ormonth, but has no chance of scratching Carantal.
No. Not right now.
And would it be the case that if you had Ormonth, then that would be a solid foothold in Scale for your cause?
Certainly. We'd more than likely drum up some support from the citizens. Ormonth already has anti-Markeg's sentiment in some corners of it.
Then maybe that's what you start to leverage.
But it would paint a larger target on our back. Same with England.
I mean, yeah. Problem with taking over Ormonth, if you took it, is that then you have to defend it. defend it against a larger force, and you can't move because the city is not moving anywhere. You know, it's where it is. So
We have the advantage of walls, though.
the advantage of walls, they have the advantage in numbers, and farms, and food, and everything. I don't know. Naren, Sorgar, what do you think of this topic, of this idea? It's got some pretty big implications, to be honest.
Out of character, I think it's a better plan than what we've had, but it will extend the campaign. That's kind of all it falls down to for me.
Out of character, I'm wondering if we set this up, it might be the opportunity for the party to walk away. And
was the in-game reason over now and it's all got walking away from this?
That's a good point.
I mean, admission that it's hard to lead and maybe you guys aren't the best fit for it.
Yeah, like maybe you don't have to
leaving the battle altogether. Stepping down is one thing, but abandoning the cause altogether is another.
But maybe you don't maybe you could hand off the responsibility of running an army to Balax and to your other commanders. You could be an asset to the cause without being the commander of an army. If you give your army somewhere to sleep and rest and call, base or home, then you suddenly just have to stop worrying about transporting them and making sure they're safe and all the rest.
This is true. Finn, what do you think?
I think it's a good idea. I think potentially could be the time to step away if we set it up like Patrick says.
Maybe not step away from scale, but more step away from the responsibilities of the armies, basically. Like we could still be on scale and we could still be the party, doing stuff to sabotage Valasar and Karen Tall and everything. But if you don't have to worry about the army, then you don't have to worry about the army.
Makes it easier for us. Yeah. I'm ruling that idea.
I mean, commanding an army is kind of a full-time. It's kind of a full-time gig, and you guys are better at being
hard to be in the party.
Maybe you don't have to step away from the armies entirely. You still built the army and everything, and you still have the standing with all the commanders and stuff. So I would hope that you wouldn't lose out on any of the benefits of the work that you've done to build up the army and stuff. But maybe the whole coming up with plans and the rest, you maybe don't have to have all that on your shoulders, is my thinking.
That is convenient, but in a meta sense, that is Jake versus Jake. That is just Jake being okay. He's playing chess with himself.
I mean, I'm happy to play chess against myself if that's what you guys, if that's what you guys want to do. And it's gonna make it easier for you.
What's happening with the rest of the world, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm used to playing chess against myself. It's fine.
It's like you're playing chess yourself, and we're like a rogue agent that's in the middle of the chessboard.
It's like this one pawn doing its own thing, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, no, it's entirely up to you guys, whatever you want to do.
Perfectly happy to do that. I just Yeah, I don't want to make things harder for you, Jake. And I am fucking no good at doing this because it is just moving the army around and not knowing what to do with them.
Sure.
So,
I mean, it is also this is also obviously just what Balax would say, not necessarily what Jake would, if that makes sense. Like it's don't read too much into it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me think. So, yeah, you are your kind of little conversation is slightly interrupted. One of the black guards comes over and says, Captain, and kind of looks at Naren.
Did I get demoted?
Oh,
That was immediate.
Sorry, he says he means commander. That's what he would have said. It was just me messing up. He says we've seen some movement out in the field. The 8th Legion, they seem to be mobilizing. It's difficult to say for where yet.
But then you said they're mobilizing, but you don't know which way.
They're forming ranks against her.
Alright. Well, I guess we decide what we do with Karth here and now. Then we either use him as a bargaining chip, or we can just let him go now, and maybe just leave him with like false information. Stand like conveniently close to the entrance where he can hear us and discuss plans that we're not actually gonna do. Or we can just let him go. I don't know.
I think planting him with false information is a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. He's like, I would agree. If we're going to release him, then we should at least try and get some kind of advantage out of it.
If we're going to take Ormond, what would be the best information to leak that
We're not
mobilize
going to
troops
Ormond.
away from Ormond? Maybe if we just said we're planning a strike on Carantol itself, they would mobilize the units up.
I think they'd go into a more defensive position, hopefully give us the chance to move on Ormond without having to watch our backs.
That's true.
Yeah, Balax is I would say that's a good idea.
Maybe, I know this is not a great thing to do, but maybe now could be the chance to actually use the modify memory route, just to make it make him convinced that is what we're going to do.
Yeah, can do.
Can spellcasters detect that someone's memory has been modified now?
Let me read the spell. What the level is this spell? I can't remember.
Very considerate of you, Naren.
Yeah, well, first of all, he'll have to do a wisdom saving throw, so it's not 100% sure that it'll actually work.
Is there any spells that cause disadvantage to wisdom? Like an opposite enhance ability? Dehance ability?
Yes.
I don't know of any spells. Top of my head looks like that.
I'm not sure either off the top of my head.
So
the sort of thing that probably would exist.
Wisdom spell.
Oh, it's actually the last 24 hours I can change a memory.
Really?
Mm-hmm. If anyone wants to give me the exact details of what you guys want to know, that would be good. If we're doing it this way and not just, having a big argument outside, which could probably just lead to the same effect. I don't know if we have to do a spell.
I think we'll have a pretend argument, but also I think doing this as well would be the what secures it.
Just in case you guys' performance isn't very, very good.
Yeah. Naren, Sorgar, any particular details that will throw them off the most, do you think?
Sure.
Let's say we've amassed an army, and they're going to be marching on Carantal.
Yeah.
I guess we could say tomorrow, right? We could probably say tomorrow, like they're marching on Carantal.
What's our reasoning for him getting away? Because if they know we just released him, they'll know we're up to something.
We could make him think he got away.
Yeah, make him think he escaped. That's a really good idea. So that's, yeah. So he thinks he escaped by like cutting his binds or something. We'll give him like a crappy little knife that he found, a shard of glass. He cut his binds. He spied on us whilst he was getting interrogated, or he picked up details, and he knows that our entire force is marching on Carantal. Or what should we say? That the entire force is marching to Carantal, or like they plan to attack in like a week. Maybe if we do that, then it kind of makes them be defensive for a week, Like, is that a better...
Or they push the attack and come and crush us. If they can figure out where we are.
Yes. Part of his modified memory is that our encampment is very sophisticated. Maybe we're hidden in caves, up trees, anywhere that you wouldn't expect a pet or something. I don't know. And he would probably say that we have our position is very defendable, and it's a bad attack for them.
This all has to be said within a minute.
Within a minute. Okay.
So feel free to write a script.
Maybe they are. Maybe we are just sending an army. We're gonna send an army in the night. Under dark. I think. And what's like the most... What route would get us the closest to Carantal without being seen? The north of the Balin estate, right? That northmost bit of the forest.
I mean, if you give them too much information, like our route, the time of arrival and shit like that, they're gonna have a more accurate, maybe aggressive counter strategy. If you keep things fairly vague and loose, they have to play it a bit more defensive.
Okay.
Plus, it would be a bit weird if he knew the time and the route we were taking and everything. Whereas it's more likely he'd just hear orders being shouted to start packing up camp to march on Carantal.
What if he has the impression that, because this was going to be the case, where we just attack Carantal whenever we felt like it, and had pretty much no organization, and that they should just expect an attack soon. Kind of got that ambiguity to it, and we could also, hopefully we can get in there that our position in the woods is a bad attack for them. Like, they wouldn't do very well in that fight. What do we think of that?
Sure. I think just, keep it real simple. Just, like, you escaped, we're moving out to March and Carantol now. The camp we had set up, sure, was super defendable, but we're marching on Carantol now. Don't give a route or like a estimated time, just, and we can make it more believable by marching the army towards Balin Estate, so that we can check in on it before doubling back to go down to Monmouth.
Okay.
At
Kind
this
of worried
point,
about.
Lyta's gonna just rip a page out of one of her sketchbooks or whatever she holds books. That's a thing.
Sure.
And just take a quill out, pass it over to Naren, make a bullet point list. We'll sort her out.
Bingo Chamber, okay.
Yep.
Can you do bullet points in Discord chat?
And do dashes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you do dashes.
That's a good point. Thank you.
What were you worried about, Rurik?
If we march the army to Balin Estate, so they're forming ranks, right? Where we left them? Like,
the scout's still
what do
kind
we
of
know
there.
about-
He's like, yes, sir.
Right. And they're marching this way?
I don't know yet.
They're facing this way?
They're forming up.
Right. Yeah.
I assume they're in the pursuit.
Naren, we don't have time to go to Balin Estate and back. Balin Estate's closer to them than we are to it. In fact, like, we don't really have time to visit Balin Estate without going on, like, a bird or something.
Sure.
Balax he says, what is the concern with Balin Estate?
We fear Mr. Balin, Lord Balin, whatever you want to call him, is in trouble because when we were captured, one of the things they took was our documents that he gave to us.
Oh. Yes, that's unlikely to have gone down well. How many days ago did they find that out?
How many days has it been since we got captured?
2 or 3.
2
3,
or
I think.
3.
Yeah, Balax says, I suspect if they're going to move against him as a result of that, it'll happen soon. Or it won't happen at all.
I think that Karth needs to escape this forest pretty much, like, convinced that he somehow miraculously escaped. That this forest is a stronghold of like he's extremely surprised by. And that he needs to use that to warn the Legion, the 8th Legion, away from attacking. And in that time, we escape.
We're just a little bit scared of overselling it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think these details need to be hashed out to actually sell it. That's kind of just my pitch, you know. That
I'm fine to go for that. I just list simple points.
Okay. So yeah, he barely escaped. The place is extremely well defended. They're planning on marching on Carantal tomorrow. The best time for them for the 8th Legion to attack would be when flanking your forces, your imaginary forces.
And again?
In the modified memory, you're convincing him that he barely escaped. The forest is super well defended, so they shouldn't attack. Naren and Zorgar's armies are planning to attack Carantal tomorrow. So the best time to the best time to attack will be intercepting them in the open as they're on their way to Carantal tomorrow. And in the meantime, we all escape today and go to Ormond. But that only buys us like 24 hours. Does anyone have any like things I'd like to add to that or to challenge on that or
No.
No? Okay. I think once we send him off with his modified memory, we immediately start heading to Ormond.
Yeah, that's kind of... He says the 5th Legion had that wizard, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah. And the 5th Legion are in Ormond, is that right?
Yeah.
My concern is that he kind of looks at Lida and he's like, you can send messages to people, correct?
Yep.
And it's reasonable to assume that this wizard can as well.
Yeah.
So if the siege isn't quick and effective, then we run the risk of being flanked from behind.
Yeah, it needs to be swift. It needs to.
Unless we run a stealth operation as the party ahead of time to remove the wizard from play.
We can do that. Because your army needs to march. We don't need to march with the army. In fact, it'll be tough.
You're gonna need a lot of counter spells, that's for sure. Because she can get out of there pretty easily, I would assume. Most wizards have, you know.
It'll be about 5 days march for an army from the Rock to Ormond, if they don't sail.
5 days is fine. That gives. So you march for 5 days. That gives us 4 days to get rid of her. So we can.
We need to make sure we get rid of her in a good time. That's also not going to make anyone suspicious, but also at the same time make sure that she never realizes an army's marching towards Ormond.
It does, however, maybe put a weird hole in the whole Karth being free if we told them that we're attacking tomorrow and then 3 days pass after that with nothing. That might raise suspicion.
Oh, it'll raise suspicion for sure.
It'll raise suspicion either way.
Yeah.
Unless we are intending to attack the capital tomorrow, then...
Wild plan. We leak this information and then we follow through with that plan.
5 days is enough, I think, for our party to establish itself in Ormond, conduct some, scouting, and take down the major people that are in our way.
Where about are we right now?
In the forest.
Yeah, there's that little picture in Aaron.
Yeah. Where was the army in the mountain being held?
How do you mean?
That little secret spot that we like teleported people to.
It's like,
is that next to us, or
it's
is
like
it
right there.
Okay, never mind.
Can I ask you a favor, Lida?
Yes.
You met Balin, right?
The old man?
Yeah, with the orchards.
Yeah.
Could you send him a sending just to let him know he's in danger? You
Yep.
sent a bird, but I don't think a bird was enough. Raph made some promises to that bird's family.
I did. Free the birds.
What
Maybe
should I
you should
say?
let them know.
The information that, or the papers that he gave to us were compromised, and he may be in danger.
We don't actually know that they've raked through all of our belongings and found the papers. I just assume they have. So probably just let them know that our stuff was taken off of us by the legionaries. That included the papers you gave us, so they might be onto you.
I will say that word for word.
Nice.
I'll do it. Mark my spell slot.
Well, no.
You don't get any response.
No, fuck off.
Okay, no response. He probably could be dead then. Did it go through and I didn't get a response? Or
It went through and you didn't get a response.
Okay. Okay, so usually if someone's dead, it usually just wouldn't go through, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's dead. Right, okay, he's not dead, but he didn't say anything back.
Balax has kind of been like stroking his chin for the past few minutes while you've been doing that, and he says, would your plans change if you had your belongings from Ormond? If you had your belongings, what would the plan have been, sir?
This is not a me question. I have all of my belongings.
He kind of looks at Zorgan.
What was the question?
He says, if you had all your belongings, what would your plan have been?
Just put my belongings back, really.
Yes, I understand that, but what would you all have done if you had? He kind of looks back at Aaron. He's like, if you all had your things, what would your next steps have been?
From now?
Assuming you just have your thing, what would you have done?
Hard to say because I don't have my things.
I do have my things, and I'm going to Ormond, it seems.
Yes, that much is clear, Commander.
Balax must be getting so sick of the two of us.
Let me lay out my thinking more transparently.
Thank you, Balax.
In the event that you're already traveling to Ormond ahead of the rest of the force in order to deal with the wizard and others, could your belongings not also be recovered during that motion? And if they were, would that change the plan?
No, because it still leaves us at a loose end.
Alright.
Yeah, I imagine we're probably going to try and secure our stuff whilst in that 5 days anyway. Whilst we're in Ormond. If not, at the end of it. But either way, getting rid of the wizard is priority number 1. And kind of getting Ormond ready for you lot is priority number 2. And then getting our stuff is priority number 3 in my head.
I understand.
And by like getting Ormond ready for you lot, I kind of mean like hopefully we can lower, like, do they have a drawbridge? Do they have a gate? What does Ormond
They
have?
have gates and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a
Hopefully we can
moated city, but they have city gates and stuff, yeah.
Hopefully we can raise a gate for you to just walk into Ormond is hopefully something we can do. But don't count on that. I think it's something we should try whilst when we're in there. I think that we should take out the wizard, and then as you arrive, hopefully we can get one of those gates open.
They'll see us coming, of course.
Oh yeah. It's just a given at this point. But yeah. Does anyone else have any thoughts on that? Like things we want to do in Ormond?
Where's that ranger? He always has a good head on his shoulders.
Well, ranger.
You're speaking of Zarzan.
That's the one, yes.
That's the one. Hey Zarzan,
Yeah.
get over here.
Okay.
Come on. We need your thoughts on this. So, thinking of we're going to take the army to Ormond. The party, this can include you if you want, are going to go ahead of time, probably just now, pretty soon, to take care of the wizard that's there from the 5th Legion. Also, hopefully, like raise the gates so that these guys can just walk in. Is there anything?
Storm the gates.
Storm the gates? Yeah.
That was no idea. My voice would let me.
I got you. Is there any ideas, Zarzan? Anything you think can help anyone in this situation?
But the Zarzan charm always does it.
Well, wink.
Not that I can think of.
Alright. Yeah, unless anyone else can think of anything else, then maybe that's what we go ahead with. What do you all think?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. So, Balax. Actually, I can't be the one to do this. Naren, Zorgar, you gotta tell Balax what he's doing.
Okay.
Do you want me to go to the bathroom and let you guys like prepare? And...
I know what's happening. I was hoping Zorga would step in so I wouldn't have to dial off a big speech to Balax.
Okay, well, I do need to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'm back in. You know, you guys can prepare, right?
Thanks, man.
What do you want me to say to him exactly?
The plan.
Or what do you want me to say to him exactly?
I mean, if I'm explaining it to you, I might as well say it to Balax, so I just didn't want to speak too much.
I'm wondering if. Okay, so this is a point where the party is going to separate from the army again, right?
Yeah.
The army needs to have. Yeah, I'm sure they already do. They need a commander to tell them what to do, but.
His name is Balax.
His name is Balax. But maybe this is the time for Balax to get a promotion, you know, so you can have a bit more autonomy.
I have questioned this multiple times. Within this tiny army where it's just us, why am I only a commander?
Why?
I feel like I'm an
Now is not the time for your ego, Naren.
Matt,
Yes,
I'm
let
trying.
it go.
Matt, I wanna try and help take responsibilities away from you, and you're like,
But,
give me a bit more.
Going to Admiral stage is where you don't have to do fuck all, but you're still in charge.
Well, then tell Balax you're
Commander
admiral.
has to do all the work.
Right. So here's what you do: you tell Balax you're admiral and that he's commander. That's
Like nothing prosperous came from you leaving.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
Why don't you go for another piss and come back?
I want you to drink a pint of water and go for a piss. I can do it
Speaking
again.
of water, I really need some more. I'll be right back.
Now we're stopped even more.
Okay.
Yeah. Then did you catch what we were saying there? What to say?
I don't think you
Not
guys
really.
said
You
what the
didn't
plan
say.
was. You just started talking about Naren and the fact that he's a commander and not an admiral.
You were just arguing.
Yeah, you're right.
And then you were like, did you get that? Cool.
Did you get that? Hey.
Get on it.
Because it will be a
Get on
miracle
it.
if you did.
Do that. Gonna wait for Naren to come back, then I'm going to lay out what I think is happening, and then you lot can ferry that to the finish line.
Okay.
Okay. Hey Zorgar, you want to play a game?
What's the game?
I don't. Patrick doesn't know the name of the game, but it's a dwarvish game, and you have to throw a little rock onto the side of a mountain and see how high you can get it.
That's a game called Tumbling Runes.
Tumbling Runes, thank you. Yeah, this is a classic dwarvish game.
Throw a rock.
Pick your rock, and try to get as high as you can. Okay, I've got a decent little pebble sort of thing.
Gotta go for strength.
Yeah, go on. Give us both an
go for it.
athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Athletics. Okay.
It's definitely
okay.
athletic. Tumbling Runes isn't for weaklings.
For the hench dwarves.
Athletic little area.
Sure,
Ooh.
yeah. So Rurak kind of demonstrates. It's like, yeah, you underarm, you just go, and, get a nice clean arc on it. Like well practiced. Many formative days of playing, and then Sorgar picks up a slightly larger rock and then goes, and it kind of goes about 6 inches higher.
You've done this before?
No, never.
Never. Wow.
Never.
All right. Well, you should play in the tournaments at home.
I'm just natural.
While they're throwing rocks, Balax kind of turns to Naren and says, "Did you hear back from the ship, sir?"
That is a good question. Did I hear back from the ship? Did I?
No, you've not contacted them yet.
Yeah.
Because I remembered when I went to the bathroom that was actually where we had left off last week, because you were going to do that.
Yeah. Sorry, later, but can I abuse your power as a very quick postman again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's even the point going to magic school when you just look at postman?
Oh, laughing hearts.
Oh no! Joy is pain.
Nobody made me laugh.
Okay. I'm not laughing.
This is a very serious
I'm not laughing.
situation.
It's not a joke.
I'll make myself
I'm
laugh
not
one
fucking
before. Farrell was a fool and you ought to stone off the edge. You just want him to report him basically. Make sure everything's fine. My weekly call home to the family.
Who is it I'm messaging? Hold on.
Wait, wasn't there a reason Balax wanted me to check in?
Yeah, I don't remember the specific reason he gave, but it was probably that he had overheard something while he was there, suggesting that the ship was in danger.
Farewell, I've heard bad things. Please, not again. It's the third time in the space of a year. I have other things to do.
Who is the target of this message?
Farewell.
Farrell, okay. Hey, Farrell. The status report to Naren, please. Hope you're doing well.
I'm in a brig right now. Ship's been captured. That bastard Tanatine, the admiral, he came back and God, arsehole. Is Naren still alive?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. That fucker tried to convince me he wasn't. Is Zorgar still alive?
Yeah.
Is everyone else still alive?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, we're probably not going to be for that much longer.
Okay.
They're taking us to the capital to submit
Not
to scalar
again.
justice.
No.
Wait, what was that? What did he say?
Three.
To be what?
We're to be tried for scalar justice.
Scalar justice.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's some kind of
Legal
legal
justice.
proceeding or something. So, any other news? That's all my news.
It's quite a lot of news, to be fair.
That is quite a lot of news.
Loads of news.
How are you? Why are you calling me? I thought you
I'm-
were going away.
Well, I came back because
Okay.
there was shit going on, but now there's even more shit going on, so. I'll, you know what? I'll call you back. I'll call you back.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, okay. So, Naren. He's in a brig. They've been captured. He's not sure how much longer they're going to be alive for. They're being taken back to the capital to be tried, for injustices towards scale or something. And some person called Tia, who was it? Jake, what was the name?
Tanatine.
Tanatine.
You guys recognize that dude as being the rear admiral of that ship that...
Yeah, convinced we were...
Yeah, the one whose brain you've been in.
Oh.
I think.
Oh, did I modify memory on
I'm pretty sure you did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that, because our papers were shit.
But we didn't have it anyway.
Yeah.
What was the alias again? Captain... something.
Was it not Captain Drake?
It wasn't. It was... Captain Drake is too renowned at this point.
I don't know, we've had a lot of names in Scale, to be honest.
I'm starting to think I should just sink the ship myself and stop having to deal with this problem. Because...
Well, it's not the ship that's in trouble. It's the crew.
Oh, that's a good point. Are they sailing the ship back, or is that going to have to be another thing?
He just said he was in a brig. He didn't say whose brig he was in, but I did say I would phone him back. Because I didn't know if you would want to be like, change your plans because they're in danger or anything, you know.
I mean, it's just getting added to the list, isn't it?
Well, okay, yeah, I guess.
We'll probably have to do, like, the Ormond thing first. Capture Ormond, nip up the scales, save my fucking adoptive father's life, and steal the ship back, and then back down to Ormond, and then...
Do they have
this whole
5
endeavor's
days?
been a bit of a shit show, hasn't it?
Do they really have 5 days?
I mean, they were
Sure.
all the way at the mainland. How long does it take to sail?
Oh, they went to the mainland. Okay.
Yeah, they were docked at, what's it called?
no man's land place.
Yeah, hang on. Continent map, help me.
Gold. Cold.
No,
Bold.
that was
You're just saying words.
Bold.
it was
Roll.
called-
Misport?
Yes,
Misport.
thank you.
That's what I was getting at.
That was. There was nothing there. There was literally nothing there.
I said cold.
He was
Kind of
close.
like, yeah.
You could have
You
gone
know-
with most, port, one of the most universal boat docking places. You would have been
I was
happy.
getting-
I
You know,
you
if you
went with
hadn't
mold
interrupted me.
instead.
Yeah. I think that's very sailor-like.
I will just go dock at Multiport. And
Moldy port.
Yes,
Moldy mold.
we can kind of estimate how long until they arrive. Because how many days sail is it from this port to the capital? There's a ruler, isn't there?
there is a rhythm.
Because potentially we can go ahead and pick them up, like intercept them, in the 5 days that we have to capture or whatever Ormond.
It
Right.
tells me it's 432 miles, which will take
Okay.
how many days?
I'm just trying to double check how fast your ship sails. I think it's like 5 hexes a day. So how many hexes is it?
Then I upgraded my ship only for it to be driving its crew to execution faster. So it does 5 hexes a day.
Highlight it again, Matt. That's got to be less than 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 4 days. Less than 4 days.
Great.
I reckon our best odds are getting another ship, intercepting, or
Yeah.
birding. If we can attack from the sky, we're fine. But that's probably not going to work.
We don't know how many ships there are.
We don't know how many ships there are. They probably got wyverns. Also, Carantals between us and them.
How many crew members do you have?
8. I want to say 8.
But if we go by bird and we win, then we have all their boats that they're
So,
currently sailing.
We've developed a navy that can be an admiral.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we can
Call
attack
in the
all
Kraken. The Kraken will help us.
The Kraken is. Oh, that's another thing I'm terrified of, actually. You've raised another horrible point.
Oh, you've got the black spot, don't you?
Basically, yeah, fucking
Yeah.
little shit Gek blew the fucking shell.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Gek has the black spot.
Well,
Gek's walking
just-
by and he's, I got what?
I'm sure there's an ointment you can get for that.
It was
Black
like
hair.
Gek's hands.
You got black hair, Gek.
What?
It's on your back.
You keep away from me. You smell.
Get stinky.
Team yourself.
I guess it's fine. We managed to outsail the Kraken last time, and this time my ship was even faster. So, I mean, we did lose Pin last time. Pin. But, you know?
Okay. So let's have a little think about how this attack would go, because we can't take him in Carantal, can we? It's not gonna happen. If they go on the chopping block, they're done for, right?
You said that about Zorgar. Easy.
I
day,
know,
masters.
but that's one guy. That's one escape. That's doable. This is a whole crew, right? Surely the easier option is to intercept them, right?
Sure. And then we can attack Ormond via sea as well as land.
Exactly, right? So I really want to capture all of the ships that are with them, to be honest.
But you're forgetting the fact you need multiple people to crew ships. I
Well-
have the bare minimum required to crew a ship on my ship.
This is where you do the sort of Davy Jones situation.
David
You
who?
join the crew, or you a dwarvish legendary sailor. He's got a great big beard. Yeah.
He's trying to smell
What
it
do you
too.
think of? He's smelly. Is that
Probably.
Gex saying that?
Yeah.
No.
He's just still a bit.
He is a sailor.
He's eating an apple.
Mm.
Does he need a cabin boy?
So, cabin boy, maybe.
Does he need a cabin boy?
You're already employed, gang. Fuck it. Stop offering your services to other people. I pay you well.
Okay. He walks off again.
So,
Then he runs back and says, "Where do we go? Next?"
Ormond,
Where that?
big city in south.
okay. Do we think we can capture a ship from Ormond on the first day, then sail that north to intercept the other ships? We have a tango up there, and capture all the ships and win. That's the plan. And then go back to Ormond with our new navy and storm the gates.
Should we should we capture a ship though, or should we just mist or bird up?
We could Mr. Bird up if we use a ship. It's a bit safer. We have our own base on the water, because if we don't, we have to go into enemy territory, their ships.
Wait, where are we getting the ship?
I'm pitching that we steal one from Ormond.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think instead of 1 versus 2 to 4 ships, we'd have a much better chance if we just missed it up, tried to sneak on board, and overthrow 1 ship.
Mm-hmm. And then bunny hop onto the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay then. Yeah, if we can get your crew loose on 1 ship, take that ship, and then start taking all the other ones too.
It's basically, I have more confidence in the, how many of us is there? 6 of us, or 7 at full power, being able to take on 3 crews, as opposed to us, 1 ship, taking on 3 boats.
I see that point. Okay, cool. Yeah. Then I agree. I think misting would be the best option then. Potentially also, like, I could bring wings. Maybe Zorgar can summon the griffin when we're there. Crafting can turn into an air elemental or a bird or whatever it is. At the time.
Isn't Blizzard like super effective against ships?
Well, we want to save the ships, Naren. Surely you want to keep the ships.
Yeah, if you want me to do my shit, they're not going to be running.
I do like the sound of an armada.
Also, another point with like how quickly we're doing stuff and going for the other wizard ladies. I'm on a time limit.
All right then.
I said when I came here, I'm going to be here for maximum 3 days.
All right then. So. Okay. So they're going to. How fast do we travel as wind again? Like really damn fast, right?
Yeah.
Well, I want to know is how long it will take from us to get from Ormond to the northmost tip, the northeastmost tip of Scale. How long that will take? So then we can kind of figure out when we need to leave and when we need to leave to intercept that ship at a good time. Because also, we want to intercept that ship kind of outside the territory of Scale's navy, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that's pretty large, to be honest.
So, wind walk gives you a flying speed of 300 feet, which you can, so you move 10 times faster. So you can move 10 hexes on the continent map in one casting of Windwalk.
So, to be honest, we can do it in one day. Like, we can travel to the ships and have the fight in the same day. So pretty much on Lida's last day, right? Or hang on. The better way to figure it out is where they will be after X amount of days. So
yeah, I think we need to get back in contact with Feral and find out where they were captured so we can get a rough estimate of how close they are to scale already.
Where and when?
Where and when. How many ships there are.
Mm-hmm.
And which ship him and the others are being held on.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Slight question as well. Like, what's the minimum? What's a skeleton crew? Like, how much can you get by with like sailing a ship?
7 or 8, right?
Probably 8, yeah.
Right.
Having
So
to
do
get
you-
a ship going, how much to get it like once you're going?
Oh, I have no idea.
Fair. So how many
It depends a
were
lot
your
on the
crew
ship.
Walrus? Yeah.
There's 8, I think. About 8.
Yeah, there's 8, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So we
I'm
can.
running the skeleton crew.
Okay. So
Your ship's
they
kind of
can run one
designed for
ship.
that, though.
So they can run one ship, and we can run the other ship. If there's 2. Potentially, we could split ourselves, both groups, down a bit and run a third ship, maybe?
But
Is
there
my
has
thinking?
to be a minimum of 2 ships. I think most likely the case is there's 3 then.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 that attack the walrus and the walrus itself is probably what happened, right?
Yeah, at the bare minimum, at least 1 ship had to show up to capture the walrus.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
But I will be very disappointed in them if it was 1 ship. So,
Yeah, I guess let's ask Feral those questions then.
Give me the questions.
when and where were you captured? How many ships? Which ships are you and the crew being held on?
When and where were you captured? How many ships were there when you were captured?
And which ship were you and the crew being held on?
Which ship are you and the crew being held on?
Yeah.
I
think
say
that's
that to Farrell.
They picked us up yesterday, day before. I don't really know. We were up by the Viridian in Elftown.
Oh, they were far.
And there's just one other ship, so there's 2 ships. Our ship and their ship. Is that everything you asked?
Which ship
I know.
are you being held on?
Yeah.
We're on the big ship. They're just towing our ship behind. Basically.
Where in the Meridian? Viridian.
Where around the Viridian were you?
I don't know. It was wet. You know, the watery bit. We were coming up for the little pass between that and the other elf bit.
Ah, they're coming to the pass. Okay. Yeah. Which is... I don't know how to ping
Here?
this. Yeah, right there.
Just hold left click.
Okay.
Well, no, that's a box.
So they're gonna take a really long time to get here then.
Oh. Okay. They'll take a while. So maybe actually... You know what, I bet maybe lines up a bit better with when your army arrives. I don't want to. I can't count that many hexagons.
Hang on. I'm on it.
Actually, it's probably more than. I reckon that's like a week. That's probably a week of sailing.
$37.
37.
5.
Yeah, it's a week. It's a week in.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah. So then that
Yeah, dawn on the
means
1st, and then worry about them.
yes. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
We just have to hope. Oh.
Oh no, because we want to intercept them.
And also, we're banking on the speed of my ship, but it's the big ship.
Well, the convoy is held up by the slowest ship. The two ships traveling together can only go as fast as the slowest ship.
Yeah, plus a big ship would get slowed down by towing a ship, no doubt.
Okay, sure. So Ormond first and then rescue.
Yeah. I think the day after Ormond is when we go. We get Ormond, Balax and everyone, all their troops get inside the gates. We have 1 night of rest, and then we go and deal with the walrus.
Cool.
Okay. Right. Shall we run through the plan? Just get it all said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're gonna do some mind fuckery with Karth. We're gonna convince them that the forest is super well defended and that our troops are going to march on Carantal tomorrow. So hopefully Karth is going to tell his legion that they should wait till the morning to intercept us. Meanwhile, we immediately leave and start heading towards Orminth. The party is going to stealth its way into Orminth, establish some stuff, scout a little bit, with the end objective being to kill the wizard, or just remove them from the equation, and hopefully open up at least one of the gates for our army to enter Orminth. The army is going to take 5 days to march to Orminth, so that gives us 5 days to do stuff. After those 5 days, once Orminth is handled, we are immediately leaving to windwalk up to the walrus and kill all the people that are, resisting. Hopefully recruit some crew, probably not, and steal back the walrus and whatever other ship they have. Then we sail down to Orminth, and at that point, there's a foothold. Does that sound about right? Nice. Okay. Jake, does that give you a good trajectory?
I can work with that.
All right, cool. Unless anyone has anything they want to add, maybe now's the time to get some balls rolling.
My only other thing is we need to get the dude that I'm modifying the memory out of here within 10 minutes, so that I can modify those 10 minutes of memory.
Great. Well, let's pick him up and go to the edge of the forest.
Ideally less than 10 minutes, so I can repeat the spell if it fails. Because if it fails, I mean, it's not a world ender, but we're a little bit screwed.
Okay. Naren, why don't we take him to the edge of the forest?
So I'm saying that he barely escaped a well-defended forest that was it was very well defended. Should I say it has like lots of traps in it or something?
It has traps, and it's just generally they shouldn't attack it. He feels that it's a bad place to try to attack. It's a
Okay.
fortress.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he overheard, whilst he was tied up, that our plan is to march on Carental tomorrow.
Yep. Exactly.
Anything else?
No. He has the impression that Zorgar and Naren are like that there's a very disorganized attack, and that it's just going to be an attack tomorrow.
I don't think you need to modify his memory for that.
Yeah, no.
Out of curiosity, how is Karth looking? Because I'm wondering if he's not roughed up already, maybe he needs to be roughed up for the
He
cell.
needs some like scratches on him or something.
Mud.
I mean, he has a
Rolling
blood to the
around in
face.
the mud.
He's bleeding.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
did he escape from an encampment? Did he escape from interrogation and crawl through an enemy camp?
Yeah, so the plan was quickly run into the cave, shove him on the floor, roll him about a bit, pick him up,
Yep.
under the edge
Yep.
of the forest,
Yep.
smash him into a tree or two,
Yep.
Scratch him up a bit.
modify his
Yep.
memory, cut him free,
Mm-hmm.
send him on his way home.
Cut him free, then modify his memory.
But we stop him
Yeah.
from punching us in the time it takes to modify his
While
memory.
I'm modifying his memory, you guys leg it so you're not
Yep.
in view, and I'll fucking misty step up a tree.
Okay. Right. Let's do that plan. Let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So by this point, Balax has kind of been grabbed by someone else, and he's kind of gone off to, like, take queries and answer questions and stuff like that, and give orders.
A bit of a Q&A with the crew.
Yeah. But you guys are able to go and implement that plan if you want.
Yes.
Sure. So you're all just heading back into the interrogation room and.
We're trying to do it all quickly within 10 minutes.
Sure,
as
yeah.
quickly as we can.
All right. Yeah. So you head back in, and he's still there. Tied up. He says, "I've been gone a while. I missed you."
I'm glad. You ready? Here we go. We'll shove him to
Gotta
the
go
floor and
fast.
start rolling him.
Let's just start kicking him about.
Think about we're not fucking him up. We're just
So you're,
burning him
yeah.
up.
So you're in a. It's not like the cleanest cave, but it's also not the dirtiest. Like, it's mostly like rock dust and stuff. But he's like, what the? He's kind of what's going on?
Just go fast. Let's
Pure
go.
confusion. Just gotta drag him out by his feet so he
Sure.
gotta
Okay.
get all the dirt I can out of this
Sure.
cave.
Yeah. So you drag him out by his feet, strapped to the stool. Makes this kind of juddering sound of the wood on the stone floor. You kind of drag him out. He's kind of wrestling with it as best he can, but you're stronger than him, so he's not like he doesn't give you any trouble. And you drag him out. He's making quite a lot of noise, and people outside are like, "What the fuck is going on?" And
I'm gonna pick him up on the way out, and we shout to the rest of the army, being like, "It's all part of the plan."
they don't seem thrilled by that explanation, but they watch you go, and you take him into the forest. He's kicking.
Smack him off a couple trees.
Sure. Yeah, the stool probably snaps.
Can I just throw some mud balls at him?
Sure,
Just picking up mud as I go and just flinging it.
Yeah, you take him out to the forest and you bash him off stuff, and he's like, by this point he's bleeding from various wounds. The mud has gotten into those wounds, so he's probably gonna have a nasty case of sepsis in the morning. He's pretty
This
roughed
guy
up.
understands common, right? That's a high key. Needs to be a thing for this to work. By the way.
Are you asking?
Well, they were speaking in Dragonborn, Emma. They discussed their plans in Dragonborn.
No, but for the modified memory to work, he has to be able to understand me.
Oh.
I guess you say something to him in common. Because if we just ask him if he speaks common, he's not going to respond.
Yeah, that's true. I'll
Just
say,
provoke
had
respect.
enough.
Oh, do you want some more?
He kind of, the angle his face is at, he's able to kind of get you with a stray spray of special.
Okay, he understands. That's good. Okay, let's go.
But yeah, you drag him out to the end of the forest. He's asking questions indignantly as he goes, like, "What the fuck's going on? What are you people doing with me?"
Okay, once we get far enough out, that's when I'll cast modify memory.
Sure.
Lovely having you, Karth.
Balin.
See you again soon. Maybe, you know.
Fuck you.
Maybe next time when you're part of my 8th Legion. Instead of your own half-flunked crap one where the captain can just get lassoed out of nowhere. Maybe you should work on that.
Okay, wisdom saving throw.
Sure. What's your DC?
And we got a bail.
18. Yeah, you guys fucking like it.
Yeah, one last, roll in the dirt, just for fun.
Also, ideally, we're
Okay.
near a tree that I can hide in. Did you roll?
You did roll. Did it not come up as like a little shadow dice?
No.
Oh.
I don't see it.
I heard it, but I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it deliberately.
Huh?
I don't
Keeps some
think I saw
suspense.
it.
Intrigue.
Yeah.
So wait, do we not get to know if you failed or succeeded?
No, that doesn't know that. That's right. Unless does it say that you know?
Oh, that adds a lot more risk to this.
You know, I bet Muir would +6 to this.
I bet you
Muir's
would.
having a nap right now.
Dang it. Damn it, Muir.
Fucking Muir.
At low constitution, he's got to sleep all the time.
Okay, he does also have advantage because you're kind of fighting him. Okay.
Why not fighting him with roughhousing?
That's close enough to fighting.
Lydia wasn't fighting.
That's true.
That is true. As a group, though.
We may have fucked this a little.
Oh, there we go.
Hold on, I'm just reading for the spell again, just to make sure I know stuff. Oh, fuck it, okay. What am I saying? I tell him that, in the last 10 minutes, you barely escaped out of the, encampment. You fought your way through an extremely well-defended forest that has many traps. It's a miracle you got out. You came to the conclusion that it would be a death sentence for the army to march on this place. And also, while you were tied up, you overheard that the army has plans to attack Carental tomorrow, which sent you into the rage to escape. I'm gonna gauge his reaction to it, because I'm assuming when I modify someone's memory, they're not gonna be like struggling or anything. They're charmed, so.
Yeah, so reading it, the charmed target is incapacitated and unaware of his surroundings. He still seems to be aware of his surroundings. Like, he's still, like he spits at you again.
Okay, that didn't work. I've only got one more try, guys, so if you have something.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me have a look on my other spells as well. I'm just gonna cast Charm Person.
Sure.
Wisdom saving throw. Advantage if your companions are fighting it. Basically, I'm trying to get the advantage off of them for when I cast the next Modify Memory.
Sure, yeah, that seems to work.
Okay. So while he is now charmed, I will try casting Modify Memory again.
Sure. Okay.
This time at 7th level.
What's your DC?
18.
18. Doesn't seem to take effect either.
God damn.
Sorry guys, not happening.
I kind of love that though, because then he's heard that it's all part of the plan, and he's just been rocked around in dirt and been let free. So at the very least, he's got to be confused as fuck.
Well, shit.
He just looks at you and says, "What the fuck are you talking about, half pint?"
Hey, come on, man! What the fuck? Although, I don't have to concentrate on Charm Person, so he's still charmed by me.
Why? That's so you.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
I don't get the joke,
I'll get you
though.
back home, huh?
Should we maybe modify the plan? Because if he just leaves now,
Well,
Why are you hanging out with these dickheads, man?
me, Zorgar, and Aaron, we all bailed. It's just lit in.
Those guys suck.
Right?
Yeah, sometimes they do, but sometimes they're okay.
Why are you? I mean, this isn't even your fight. Why are you even here?
So,
you know?
it's a good question, but I gotta stick by my friends sometimes, especially if they're about to get executed.
What about
That's not cool.
sticking with your old buddy Tarek?
Well, what do you want me to do, Tarek?
I'd go home.
That's fair enough. I don't know what to do now. Okay, come on, up you come, let's go.
It's so nice of you to... I don't understand why you're doing this.
Well, I don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. Why are you doing what you're doing?
Because I just want a better life for my people, man.
And you think Valasar's gonna get that for you?
Yeah.
Because what I think's gonna happen is Valasar's gonna make you guys all fight in the mainland, and it's just gonna be a bloodbath.
But isn't it better to try?
No.
I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree.
I guess we'll have to. But I think you guys could really do with like.
Can you help? I've got mud in my cuts. Can you help?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll clean out.
That was really
I'm
nasty
a cleric
of them.
now. I'll give him some. I'll start wiping down his wounds and shit.
That feels a lot better. Can you undo these bonds as well? I'm tied to this silly stool.
I'm not sure I can do that yet.
Well, why not?
I don't have.
How am I gonna get home when I'm stuck to the stool?
I don't
And tell them all about how you were trying to trick me.
Listen, we just, we were gonna let you go, but then you started resisting some of the spells, so then it was just like,
You were gonna cast a spell on me?
Well, yeah, but
on your old pal Tarek?
Yeah, but it was for good reason, so we can just, let you go and leave all this behind us, water under the bridge.
I mean, we're cool, but I'm not cool with those other guys, man.
Yeah, I get that.
It's not. They're gonna hurt a lot of people.
I don't want to. They just don't want Valasar to be in charge. They
But
want
why?
Scale to be prosperous under, a joint ruling, not just one king that wants everything for himself.
But these, they're sometimes you need one person to get stuff done,
Yeah, but then if that one
Like, look at
person
the
then-
Empire. Nothing ever happens over there because they're too busy arguing about stuff. If it was just one guy, all sorts of stuff would, the progress would be made.
Well, yeah, but there could also be a lot of suffering that's made because of that. Because what if the only thing he cares about is expanding his reach forever and ever, and then the only thing that happens is there's a lot of fighting and you end up dead because of them, and there's not,
I feel like we're
the
getting
net
off topic here.
benefits. Well, I thought we were completely on topic, but I don't know if I feel like you're never gonna change your mind on this, man.
You wouldn't get it. You're not Dragonborn.
No, okay, that's fair enough. I'm not from Scale.
But that's
I
okay.
don't really understand.
I don't blame you for that. It's not your fault.
But thanks, man.
They're really digging into my ankles. Can you just loosen them a bit or something?
I can. Guys, are you back yet?
You see God that falls for that.
Oh,
sure, man.
Do we hear that?
I've already yelled.
Oh, you're the...
Yeah, you can hear something happening in the distance.
Well, Naren, go handle it.
No, thanks.
Listen, all I can say to you, and I mean this 100%, no matter what happens, is that we're not trying to harm Scale, and we're not trying to impede its its progress or the way Dragonborn are viewed or anything. We just Balasar's done some shady shit, and sometimes
what?
that's just not okay.
What's he done?
Sending off his brothers to places and killing his dad.
Well, I mean, there was the challenge. They obeyed all the rules.
I mean,
It's
I
all
guess
legal.
it's just different cultures, huh?
But
I don't
dad
think
didn't
sending
have
off
to
your
agree.
other brothers is very cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, his brothers are dicks.
Well, now they are because they got sent away. If he hadn't done that, who knows what would have happened? What was he afraid of? The 2 eggs were gonna do.
I don't know.
Who's scared of 2 eggs? It sounds kind of cowardly to me, if you ask me.
He was a teenager, when you're at a formative time in your life. What are you talking about? I didn't think they were even related. I thought this was just, they made that up.
As far as I know, that's how it went down, and
Is that what they told you?
Yeah, but
So you don't know
from
for
other
sure?
sources as well.
Like who?
I don't know if I should say who, but
Oh, you can trust me. Come on, we're pals.
well,
Amigos. These are really sore on my knee.
Where's Norn? Is Norn back? Norn.
No, he's rocking up.
Oh, look who's crawled out the dung pile. Old fuckface over there. Hey, come out of these bonds and face me like a real guy, dick.
Oh, I feel like something's gone wrong here.
Don't you talk to her like that. We're pals.
We're pals.
I'm not pals with you, though.
Something has gone horribly wrong here.
Listen, it didn't work out, okay? I had to
What didn't work?
improvise.
What are you talking about?
Well,
You were casting spells on me, yeah.
Yeah, I told you that.
That's not cool.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna have to have a big chat with this Akeldai,
Okay.
I'm not gonna be putting anything in your fire, man.
Okay.
I'm not. Definitely not putting anything in his fucking fire. Hope your fire goes out.
Well,
Cock.
it's a whole festive spirit for you, isn't it?
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah, of course.
What are you? I know you're trying to protect, your whole side of things and everything. But what would you be afraid of if the rebellion side actually got what I wanted. How bad do you think it would be?
I don't know anything about these guys. They're just, they just seem to like you.
So you just jump to conclusions. Who's
Aaron,
this?
Well, look, I'm just not that keen on some fucker
Like
who's.
you.
You're not even from Scale, man.
What the hell? Where do you think I'm from? Look at me.
Like, sure, yeah, sure, yeah, but you grew up in the mainland, didn't you?
I grew up on a
And
ship.
you over there, you're like pirating people and raiding tombs and setting things on fire. Didn't you like kill like a bunch of dudes in that Alithor say?
No, I was just I was there. I didn't kill a bunch of people.
And the only reason your brother's back is because the humans wouldn't even take him.
Wow.
I mean, look, we have to make a living somehow. You do your morally questionable things. And
I don't do anything morally questionable.
What do you mean?
You don't know
Serve a
us.
corrupt lord. You are engaging in a war that will kill hundreds of thousands.
So are you.
We're trying to create a
Touché.
smaller war that will stop the bigger war.
It's an extra word,
You
isn't
don't
it?
know us. You don't know shit about us.
Oh yeah, he's back now as well. Yeah, where'd you come from?
You don't know jack
So
shit
it
about
just
us.
pokes up, just like you don't know shit.
Okay, come on, and I'll start, pat him on the back
Look,
a little bit, lead him
look.
back to the.
What happened? Why is he?
My ankles are sore.
His ankles are
Why is
sore.
he not?
Oh, boo-hoo.
It didn't hurt.
Hey,
The
fuck
big
you.
captain's ankles are sore.
Fuck you.
Oh, it's got sore ankles.
Wait,
Have you
what's
ever tried
happening?
dying?
Come on, we'll come back.
You don't
we'll
know
go
real
back
pain.
and we'll clean you up a little bit. Let's go.
I want to go back.
Bullying him at this point.
We've both died. What have you done? You don't know real pain.
Christ, but we still gotta go, guys.
All right, let's leave. Let's get out of here.
Okay, when
What are we gonna do
this is off
somehow?
after his
Well,
nice
I-
interlude.
Can we just
I just-
let him go anyway? Like,
We need to. I will
Oh, go on.
Take it.
go discuss things with the napping mule about a time-based escape. I assume you'll have something up her sleeve.
Maybe we take him with us.
No, 'cause then we have to hold them the whole time because you'll know.
Maybe the army takes them with them.
I'm all in favour of we just knock him out, leave him in a cave, and then after we're gone, he wakes up. And
All right,
rejoins with no trace of where we've went.
Oh, there'll be a trace. There'll be hundreds of footprints showing where we went.
Okay. Maybe we take a quick riffing trip to the East Coast, and we drop him in the
we're
water.
going on holiday?
East Coast. Sounds nice.
Wait, why would we be going to East Coast? I can't.
Why the East Coast? Yeah.
Because we're not leaving him. I don't want to discuss this in front of him. Oh, away with you.
It's
Okay, you
awful.
guys talk. I'll take him back, okay?
Okay.
Just quickly, I just want a way to let him free so we don't have to drag him around, but I don't want him to know where we're going and what the plan is. So
I mean, he doesn't know. He just knows. He knows. I
but-
told him some shit, but.
If he wakes up and he sees a bunch of footprints heading south,
Well, their army's heading this way anyway, dude. Like they're going to find out we're heading south.
Yeah, okay, I go over to Naren and I go and I whisper and I'm like, just do the thing that we were planning already. Like, I'm gonna start, like, leading him away from here and you guys start yelling about the plan. Like, but not the real plan, the fake plan. Like, an argument about it.
Real fake
Okay.
plan.
We totally fucked this up. We were
Hey.
supposed to cast
Shut-
spells. And we were
shut
supposed
shut
to...
up!
Hey, we're gonna let you go,
Okay.
alright?
Aaron's gonna start marching off back towards the army and then start yelling, pack up your stuff, we march for the capital. I mean, the place.
Give us a deception
recall.
check.
Wait, can I cast guidance on Naren before like?
Oh yeah, can I cast enhance ability?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Obviously, Lydia, you'd be aware that this dude heard you try and modify his memory with the fake plan.
Yeah, I know, but we're just doing it. He's charmed by me right now, so I'm hoping that he'll just feel like, whatever.
So when it fails, he's aware of what his memory was about to be modified to.
Well, he's conscious for that going, this is what you remember, this is totally what happened.
Well, if I cast it and he didn't seem incapacitated, then like as soon as I cast it, would I have said it?
That's probably true, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you don't have to. Yeah, that's fine.
So this is just a normal roll, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm giving you advantage with Eagle's Splendor.
And you get... Is it a ability check or is it something else?
It's a skill check.
Yeah.
So guidance is...
Can you be
get
double
a
enhanced
dice
abilities?
for ability check, so I don't know if it's...
Ability checks count as skill checks. They're the same thing, it's just the game is like...
Okay, you get a d4 for it as well.
Nice.
And what were you asking there?
I was asking if you can be double enhanced ability.
No.
I could also
not.
done it.
I can cast it on you as well, actually. I mean, if you want to. Also.
I can cast on myself.
Oh, you can cast yourself.
See, using lucky to reroll. Does that just reroll one of the die? Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the
Just
dice. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. Just fuck it.
What happens if you re-roll the lower one?
One better.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that's 16.
16. I mean, you don't know, but you feel like you do a pretty convincing performance. And obviously, like, the soldiers are like, well, we marched to where? The capital? What are you talking about? Are we going straight there?
Wait, we should be far enough out that there's not a ton of army here, right?
Yeah, there's just like some people on the periphery.
Okay.
But it helps sell the thing. Karth is pretty quiet. He looks at it. He's like, "Can you please? My ankles are really sore."
Yeah, I'm gonna let you
scrape
go.
my knee.
I'm just letting you get far enough away from these guys,
Okay.
And like overhearing them yelling the plans, I'll be like, "Guys, shut up, idiots!" And then when we get far enough out, it lasts for like an hour, I think, the charm person.
Yeah.
So I'm just once we get far enough out, I'll cut his bonds off and just be like, "Off we go."
All right. Where should I go?
You can be pretty nice when you want to be. Just saying.
Okay.
But yeah. So get back home.
Will I be able to
safe.
see you again?
I'm sure we'll cross
Where are you going?
paths at some point.
How you
Well-
doing?
My army, they could do the wizard.
Is that
It's a job
I'll
offer.
have to keep that in mind.
Okay.
Oh, we could have someone on the inside.
Bye then.
Bye.
You kind of turns
Have
out
a
he's like,
nice rest of your day.
yeah, you too.
Nice life.
Why don't we charm all of our enemies? That was a much more pleasant encounter.
Because in an hour he's gonna know he was charmed and be like, "That bitch."
Speaking of which, we should probably go, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Lydia reappears with everyone and kind of rejoins everyone else after 5-10 minutes after Karth's been released. So what's your guys' plan?
We'll quickly form up the army, tell them all to come in to hear the plan, and to be snappy about it.
Yeah, they form up pretty quick.
Right, we're short on time, so I'm gonna explain this real quick. We're marching south to take Ormond. Myself and the party will go ahead of time to dispose of their wizard and open the gate. Balax is in charge in our stead. He will lead the siege. Have a pleasant march. See you in 5 days.
You get that kind of like synchronized like salute sound as they all kind of. Aye, sir. They seem pretty kind of energized.
To finally know what the plan is.
You're finally going to do something.
The first order they've ever received.
That isn't just run.
Run over there!
Sure, okay. So, yeah, so the army basically start moving out, and then what are you guys doing? You're heading to Ormonth direct.
Taking the direct express to Ormond.
Yeah.
Sure. How are you doing that?
I think wind's probably the best idea, right?
Yeah.
Usually wind is fastest.
What I'm wondering is where we go when we arrive. Can we ask Malbrin really quickly if she has anyone that's working in Ormond?
I can say real quick, I doubt it. When I was hiring spies for Carantol, she had no one in Scale. She had to hire extra people for that, I believe.
I see.
Well, maybe her business has expanded a lot since.
True.
Could have. Let it
Get her
run
on
out.
the sanding stone.
Yeah.
Malbrin, do you have
Yeah.
any spies in Ornament?
No.
Okay.
Dang it.
Thanks anyways. Hope you're doing well.
Right.
No.
No, he doesn't.
No.
So, are you guys bringing Zarzan with you? Or is Zarzan marching with the rest of the army?
Zarzan is coming with.
Okay.
Zarzan.
So yeah, I guess that means there's a, the army starts moving out, and then after 5 or 10 minutes, you're once again left, and it's just the gang. There are some goodbyes get said. Gek probably comes over, and you see him going to say goodbye to Muir, and he probably comes over to Narn, and like, so I soldier now.
More like military cabin boy.
That's great. I already know how to cabin boy. That
Hey.
You got promoted to an extra word.
Don't forget, you're the trap master. That's your role within the
Okay,
military.
great. Okay. So I cabin boy for traps.
Yeah.
I sweep the cabin. I set the traps in it.
You're master cabin boy trap boy.
That means I boy twice. I two boys. I only one Gek. I can't be two boys.
But you carry the stance of two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is your new official title. Is master
Okay.
Boy.
cabin boy trap boy.
I get paid more.
Fuck. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. I get new mob
New mob.
for cabin boying. It's like you never done cabin boying before. Gosh.
I have. We all worked our way up through cabin boy. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you
But
got a
I've
mop.
never been-
That's
Military cabin boys Oh shit, I left that out of the title. You're the Master Military Cabin Boy Trap Boy. Yeah, military cabin boys don't mop.
What we do
because as you
instead?
see, you're standing on dirt. You don't want to mop the dirt.
That would take ages. Oh
That
my
makes
gosh.
mud.
What I do instead then?
Instead, what you do is report into Balax.
Okay.
Make some cool traps that you always report to Balax,
Okay.
so that friends don't step or fall
In
them.
the cabin.
No.
I'm not following. I talk
So-
Balax. Balax.
Yes. Explain
Like-
to Balax.
Like on
your
ship,
new title.
I talk to Pharaoh and Petrix.
Yes.
I talk Balax now.
He's gonna think his
Yes.
job is just talking to
Okay.
Balax.
Balax! He goes away.
Make sure you tell him your title. He'll know exactly what it means.
Balax, I two boys now. Master of military cabin traps. Narn say I come talk you. And he disappears off into the distance. And Zorgar's parents will come over and kind of sort of say their farewells as well.
Yeah.
Your mum
Those
comes and
teaching-
gives you a big warm hug, Zorgar. And she's like, right, you take care of yourself. Your armor's scuffed. And she kind of reaches in, and your shirt's not, your collar. She kind of adjusts the shirt under your armor. And says, don't do anything silly now.
Okay.
And your dad's kind of now back to his more normal mode, so he sort of the extent of his farewell is kind of he taps you twice on the shoulder and then adjusts his breastplate, and then they kind of head off. And yeah, people generally kind of give their goodbyes, and then they head off into the distance, and it's just the 7 amigos standing in the forest, ready for whatever's coming next.
Amigos.
On the mood again.
After an hour passes, can I cast sending to that dude that I had charmed?
Karth, yeah.
I'll just say, sorry I charmed you, man.
Fuck
Can you
you!
recut? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
He's angry.
You
You're
should
dead.
Quite
Should have
angry.
sent him a message.
Well,
Should just be like, how you
You know what,
doing?
dude? I'd like to see you try.
Let
hang
buy
up.
into the friendship.
It's gonna be a spicy relationship.
There'll
Got Mr. and Mrs. Smith going on over here.
be a will they, won't they for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he does not seem pleased to hear from you.
That's fair. I thought I would at least, he was nice for a second at least. I thought maybe something had rubbed off, but no. That's fair though.
Just like, hey,
Car's
fuck
still
you,
a
man.
dick.
Who would have thought?
I cleaned his wounds.
He was nice
What
when I
a
used
bastard.
magic to
His
make them up.
emotional wounds.
No, I don't think I cleaned those.
Oh.
You tried.
I tried to have a conversation with him. And he was
Sure.
actually quite nice, but he seems very much adamant that he don't like us. And he
You
like
don't like us.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's a shame because
Yeah.
we're sick as fuck.
Yeah. Since it's just us, the seven amigos, shall we turn into 7 farts and fly in the wind?
Fuck off.
7 farts in the wind. Why
7
isn't
farts
that
in the
our
wind.
group name? That should be our group
7 farts in the wind.
Almost philosophical.
I know.
Oh,
What,
yeah,
Harley,
it's
but-
farts in the wind.
Farts in the wind.
Farts in the wind.
7 of them. 7
That's
distinct
stoner
farts. in the wind.
philosophy.
Let's go fuck up a wizard, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to go steal a city. Yeah.
Sure. So you guys are windwalking?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Although I
you...
could
Does it
do it
make a
with a
fart
rest
noise
once
when
we
we
get there,
become
because
wind?
I've used a lot of spell slots for modify memory and sending today.
Well, if we just go straight into like the wizard's tower.
And you're not gonna have a lot of counter spells because I just said I don't have that many
Oh.
spell slots.
Oh, okay, so we should have a day's rest then. Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Right. Well, maybe we should windwalk and like land outside the city, and try and find a way in. Or where should we go?
We don't really know what the city looks like, do we?
We've been before.
Some people have been, yeah. Lyda's not. Muir has been. Sorgar has been.
Oh, is this the snakes place?
Yeah.
Your other character's been.
Yeah, Sora's been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sora's with the army, though.
Yeah.
Sora's with the army. Okay.
Unless you specifically asked Sora to stay behind. Yeah, so you guys take off and windwalk down there. And I guess, you're lighting outside the city, is that right?
Sure.
I'm just worried if we go into the city, we're going to get caught straight away. We want to have some sort of stealth.
I mean, yeah, you can see kind of approaching the cities around there. You can see there are archers on the walls. It feels, it's definitely a city that's recently had an army come in to like set up, a garrison.
And
I can cast seeming on us.
travel underwater.
Yes.
Far in the water.
Can we be
Farts can
wet
never be in the
farts?
Oh.
I mean, we all know what happens to farts in the water.
You become a bubble.
You become a bubble. You go up.
You have a flying speed of 300, so you can be in the water, but you can't go very fast. You can go at like 15 feet,
speed?
and you can't breathe.
Oh.
You can't breathe?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Can we do a few like really wide laps around Ormond just to scout it, just to see like what the perimeter?
Remember, we're not completely invisible.
Yeah.
Really wide, super wide, like
I mean, if we can see the city, they can see us.
Yeah, but we're clouds.
Hey, those clouds are fucking doing laps.
We just go like the safe chimney strap. We go really high up. We see where smoke is leaving the city, and we just follow the smoke down.
Okay. All right. Fuck it. Let's roll the dice there. Just dive into.
Also, the other plan would be to just camp out outside of the city somewhere and wait. Like, is the city surrounded by anything like farms or?
Yeah, it has farmlands around it.
What about like woods?
Let me have a look.
There's good hiding spots. Any cliffs or caves as well?
There are mountains kind of to the east of it. So there's like a river flows down through that, so there'll be trees around there. And you can probably find some caves up in there. There's some mining operations going on.
My idea would be, assuming that there's people that probably live in the city but come out of the city to do their work and go back in, we could stop and wait to see if there's like people going back into the city. I can see them seeming us to like fit in with them, and then we'll just walk like behind them and go in at the same time.
Yeah, good idea. Does Skill have hotels?
Has taverns and stuff, yeah.
Taverns, yeah.
Inns, yeah.
Just go into a tavern.
Okay, you going into a tavern as
Dragonborn, seeming Dragonborn.
Okay, are you seeming?
Well, not right now. Just the plan.
Sure.
Just talking out loud.
Yeah, no, you can do that. Yeah, that would work.
So we're touching down in like the forested area. Then once we go a bit closer and see some people, Lyda's going to turn his seeming into Dragonborn, and then we go ahead and just book a room and rest up.
Once again, problem with seeming is that Me and you, Rurek, are short arses.
Yeah, well, we're just kids, and we just stay in the room.
We've
Right.
already got Tempton down.
Now we're tempted down. We'll have to get a new alias.
Oh, I meant that Tempton was a wee legend that we could take anywhere, but
Yeah.
I guess he's also quite well known now.
Is Tempton well known?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, can we just do the original things, or should we get new disguises? Probably should get new disguises.
I don't even remember the name of the family.
We were an adventuring party. There was also a family.
There
Yeah,
was
we were.
the Krivkex family.
There we go.
There was, but there was also another one. I don't want to say it. The Fenken Capradon versus Sather Geish family.
Nice.
Which had Rogar, Nala Essa, Donar, Shmash, Korv, Earthek, and Ryan.
When was that?
And we've got a family tree laid out and everything. Of the Fenken Capradons, Shmash, which was Finn, is the dad. Earthek was Izzy, who was the sister / aunt. Ryan was Rana, who was the grandfather. And then of the Verthissa Thurgeish, Rogar was Matt, who was the other dad, because it was a gay family. Rogar was Niall, who was the brother / uncle. Essa was Sora, who was the grandmother. And then I was Nala, and Patrick was Donar, and we were the kids.
Yeah.
I say we roll with that family. That sounds like a sick family.
What's my name? Sorry?
Donar.
Donner.
Donar.
Donner.
Yeah, Donner.
As in the kebab.
Donner.
Yeah, like a kebab.
Great.
As
Yeah,
in the kebab.
Big up Donner. Let's go.
I like.
Pick up kebab boy.
I like
Kebab
Rogar.
boy.
Shawarma's where it's at.
I think
Shawarma is good.
Ryan has to take the cake then.
Right.
Right. Yeah, it's just the most normal name. It's like, oh yes, Ryan.
Ryan!
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 Yes!
Apparently we were from Balaf, and our tools of the trade was carpentry.
Sure.
I know.
I even have dates written down. We have our birthdays. Like, we sorted this shit out.
It's one of our Dragonborn aliases?
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh. I don't remember this.
Oh, I do.
You never
Wait,
actually used these
Thinking
ones.
Cambridons.
Never actually used it. No?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Well, I say we use it now. It's fucking great.
Yeah, let's do it.
If you want to be able to view the paper that has it on, it's in the little notes tab under Fenken Capradon Verthis Geish.
Wait, what?
Bless you.
Sorry. The notes tab? This notes tab.
Notes tab is the 5th tab along.
5th tab.
Journal entry.
You have notes in the notes
Oh.
tab, dude.
Fenken. Oh, I hovered over it and it said journal. That was my.
Sure.
That was my silliness. Fenken Cabradon. Yeah, I see it.
That is a long ass surname. Is that
Hyphenated.
2 surnames hyphenated?
Yeah, I'm fairly sure it was
Uh,
our 2 surnames smashed
Geish.
together.
Yeah, because you guys are the gay dads. So the last names are smashed together, which is also weird because you guys are brothers, but oh, fuck it, whatever.
Oh my god! Oh, Mom, you got a
no.
kiss!
Oh no.
Yeah. So we have all that sorted.
You guys would also remember that the reason you have all this information is because these were the names on the Balin papers. These were your special
my
IDs.
name. Smash.
All the names on the Balaam papers that have been taken and.
Well, they don't know. Those papers could have been stolen from a family. This family. Our family.
There's 3 belters in there: Rogar, Smash, and Ryan.
Why is my name Smash?
Smash. I'm pretty sure you chose that, Finn.
Yeah, that's like me. That's so good.
I love it. Right, well, we've got
Still
our
like
plan,
Ryan.
Jake.
Sure. Okay. So are you heading straight into the city, or are you camping out?
Camp for now.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, yeah. So you guys, yeah. By the time given all the stuff you've done today, it's probably getting it's sunsetting by the time you arrive in the forest, and you're able to set up a little camp and spend the evening. And that seems like a pretty good place to stop. And we'll pick up next session.
Cool.
Adelante.
Yeah, cool. All right. So yeah, if you watch the stream, cheers for watching. We'll be back next Wednesday, probably. See you later.